Hey y'all, it's Jessica from Sloppy Swatches. Today I have a look at the Halloween trio that's available right now from Spell Polish, as well as the free polish of the month. You do receive that last polish free if you spend over $35, and it is a gorgeous one. So all of these polishes were sent to me for review, and I'll go ahead and get right into it. So first up is Cackling Convention. This is described as a bronze hollow with gold, pink, and multi-chrome flakies. So beautiful mix. It reminds me of the flash inside of a tiger's eye stone. Just really gorgeous. Nice strong holographic effect going on there as well. There's a quick look at that brush shot, and then I'll show you how Cackling Convention swatched on my natural nail. So here's a look at that first coat. It does go on nice and smooth, really evenly. Those flakes are really small, so they're not an issue at all during application. I did notice that Spell Polish has a bit of a longer stem. It is in a nice long bottle, so I did have a little bit of pulling down the brush. You just want to make sure that you wipe that off nice before you go in for your coat. So here's a quick look at that second coat, and it does easily build this polish up to full opacity. So here's a look at that completed mani at just 2 coats before a glossy top coat underneath my artificial lighting. You can already see lots of glitter going on there, but here's a view from another angle in direct sunlight with a glossy top coat. This is my final swatch photo at an angle in direct sunlight. So next up is Coven Gathering, and this is described as an orange jelly with orange, gold, copper, and bronze glitter, as well as a scattered hollow. So this applies like an amazing micro glitter polish. It is so full of glitter. It does have a slight orange tint to that jelly base. So here's a quick look at that brush shot, and then I'll show you how Coven Gathering swatched on my natural nail. So here's a look at that first easy coat. Even though this has a wide assortment of glitters in all kinds of different sizes, it didn't apply gritty at all. It does have a very nice base to glitter ratio. That first coat made for awesome coverage. It's not completely opaque, and also I think that this is one that you may not want to use as a topper, especially over nail art, but 2 coats easily brings this polish to a full opacity with no issues at all. It does dry down also fairly glossy, a little bit of texture going on. Here's a look at that completed mani at just 2 coats before a glossy top coat underneath my artificial lighting, and here's a view from another angle in direct sunlight with a glossy top coat. So super glittery, very fall appropriate, and this is my final swatch photo at an angle in that direct sunlight. So the last polish of the trio is called Witching Eyes, and this is described as a purple jelly packed with pink and opal glitters and multi-chrome flaky. So this is again in a grape jelly base with tons of different glitters. I did have a little bit of settling, but a quick shake filled all those spaces in. Here's a quick look at that brush shot, and then I'll show you how Witching Eyes swatched on my natural nail. So here's a look at that first coat. This is, of course, in a jelly base, and I know you guys have heard me say it 100 times, but this is really going to help build up all that depth between the glitters and the flakes in a few layers. So I'll go ahead and let that dry, and then show you how it built up for me with a second coat. 2 coats definitely adds more glitters and a little bit more opacity to that jelly base. It's not completely opaque for me here though, so I am going to take the time to go ahead and let that dry and show you how it builds up with a third coat. I've been erring kind of on the side of doing 2 coats, but this polish really deserves that third. So here's a quick look at that. Again, I do want to mention that you want to watch a little bit for the pulling down the stem. It's not a huge issue, but definitely something you may want to watch out for. So here's a look at that completed mani at 3 coats before a glossy top coat underneath artificial lighting. I do have a hint of nail lines still left, and this also looks awesome with a matte top coat. So here's a view from another angle in direct sunlight with a glossy top coat, and this is my final swatch photo at an angle in direct sunlight. So lastly, I wanted to share the free polish of the month for the month of October. If you spend over $34, you will get this with your order completely free. So this is a light blue Crowley with a good mix of copper and blue glitters in there. Super incredibly gorgeous. I did have a little bit of settling of the copper glitters, but a quick shake pulled them right around. So here's a quick look at that brush shot, and then I'll show you how Moonlit Pumpkin swatched on my natural nail. So this is in a Crowley base, which means it's a little bit sheer, but still nice and creamy. 1 coat made for nice even coverage with a ton of glitter. Spell Polish's Crowleys always impress me. I'll go ahead and let that dry and then show you how it built up for me with a quick second coat. So here's a look at that second coat. I did go in a little bit thicker here, but it does pull this polish easily and completely opaque, again with no issues. It looks very speckled and gorgeous, but those copper flakes still come right through it, especially in direct sunlight. So here's a look at that completed mani at 2 coats before a glossy top coat underneath artificial lighting. This is one I definitely recommend, either a glossy or a matte top coat depending on your preference. Here's a view from another angle in direct sunlight with a glossy top coat. And this is my final swatch photo at an angle in that direct sunlight. You can see how fiercely those copper glitters shine through. So that does wrap up my swatch and review of the Halloween trio. Again, these are available right now from Spell Polish. I'll link her storefront and social media down below. If you're interested in seeing any more photos of any of the polishes featured today, I do have those available on my blog at sloppyswatches.com, or you can also follow me on Instagram at sloppyswatches. So thanks so much for watching, guys. See you next time.